Before Berklee, I was working as a UX designer. Cancelling noise from the podcast gave me $2,000. Everything that I've learned in those 2 years is about how to put yourself in the audience's shoes. Even though I wasn't a YouTuber, I knew how to create thumbnails, I knew how to make catchy titles, all probably because of the UX.
What are a few principles from user experience which we all can learn?
So the first thing, of course, is...
I think this is really gold insight.
It's the Krishna Lageche video that I did. So I started with the dialogue which was trending. And immediately followed by my face, like I'm going to do something out of it. And then once the music starts, when content creation started, first video that I put out, overnight it got like over 1 million views. I'm like, this is crazy. You won't believe this. When I put these videos out, Vishal was the first person to comment on it. And he immediately DM'd me.
So are you telling us that creating content gave you tickets to the rooms in Bollywood, which Berklee degree didn't do?
Definitely. It's easy to get 1 million views nowadays. It's very easy. Virality cannot be predicted at all. But I know the ingredients that are needed to
That's what I want
make
to know.
something. So what really will work is...
Mayur, welcome to Digitek Presents The Creator Room.
Thank you for having me here.
If anybody starts a meme mashup, or any musician starts that today, is there money to be made?
I think meme mashups today might not work because it's kind of saturated at this point.
A lot of people are doing it right now.
So when me and Ishraj, when we had started this, it was a brand new thing. My main aim when I started meme mashups was to show the behind the scenes of production, music production. So people always used to ask me, like when I say I'm a music producer, they used to ask me, what does a music producer do? Because no one knows what goes behind the scenes. Like people know what a composer will do, like sitting on the harmonium or piano and just humming a melody. That's what a composition is. But they don't know how that gets converted into a song. So that process is what I wanted to show people through my instruments and whatever I was doing on my screen. And at that point, it was very new for the audience. That's the reason it clicked. Now, I think meme mashups, because people have seen that so much, they've seen the drum pads and everything. I was the only one doing that back in the day. They've seen this so much that, okay, you can create a beat doing this. You can create a beat like in your bedroom with a small MIDI keyboard. They've seen that so much, so it's not interesting anymore. So even if you'll get millions of views, I don't see a lot of people following you and idolizing or getting inspiration from you because it's mainstream now, I would say. But if you can figure out something new, something unique, like for me, it like I didn't realize this could be a thing, but the live shows that I'm doing, what I'm doing with my instruments and everything, like no one has seen that before. A DJ taking a guitar and performing, playing keyboard live on stage while like there's a DJ controller playing the songs. That's a new thing for the audience, and I didn't think that would work on my socials, but it is. And I've got way more followers. Like the ratio of views to followers is way higher in this than meme mashups. The kind of comment, the kind of DMs I'm getting after that is my DM was full last week. Just by people asking me when I'm performing next, where should I come to see you, or when are you coming to my city. That gave me a different dopamine hit. So you got to find that unique USP you have. You can't just say that ye banda meme mashup se bada hua hai, to main bhi yahi banaunga. So everyone has a unique thing, and like it's about amplifying that.
So what does your revenue stack look like today?
Again, I'm trying to diversify a lot. When content creation started, of course, initially it was all about, it was very freelancing. Before lockdown, I'm talking about when those 3 years where I was struggling. So I was just taking anything, like you only mentioned the podcast, just cancelling noise from the podcast gave me $2,000. And like where I started, so I picked up any projects that I was getting. Once I started getting viral videos, I started getting my own audiences. Brands and YouTube was the mainstream. YouTube also not that much because mainly I was creating shorts. It's just recently I've gone into long format as well. So last few years have all been, majority have been brands. After I started my studio, that's when I started looking at other streams again. So now it's kind of diversifying a lot more, where all these music projects that I'm getting, brands are not just coming to me, and I'm very happy about this, that they're not just coming to me for my socials. Now they've started coming to me for aux projects as well, like for my company. Like just build this really nice audio for us that we can use for our marketing, you can use for this, that. So brands are coming for that. So that is another section. And of course, like I said, OTT and film songs, I'm working on a few now. Just like I said, only 3 months back, I started my live as well. And that is kind of kicking in.
Live.
Yeah, and I think that can be for 2026, that is an aim to build a big chunk of my revenue coming from live.
Yeah.
So now I've kind of diversified in multiple places.
Yeah, I think for any creators who built a certain audience, 2026 and beyond is going to be massive when it comes to going offline to the audience, because there's so much noise, and people are desperate in coming offline and meeting humans in flesh and bones and connecting with the community. And that's where we've already seen that. Like, I mean, Samay is doing crazy tours right now. Suhanisha, we're talking about. She's always on the wheels. You know, from one part of the
and that's where I see myself. Like, I see, like, when I'm manifesting, every year I manifest what I'm going to do this year. 2026 is what I see myself doing. Just going out, touring, meeting all these people in person. It's very different when everyone's interacting with you online, but when you meet people in person, it's a very different feeling.
Out of all these different revenue sort of sources, which contributes the biggest, which is the biggest sort of revenue?
Like I said, till last year it was brands.
Okay.
This year I'm hoping it becomes live.
Okay, it was brands primarily paying for the commission work.
Brands, again, not just for my page, like I said. Brands coming for music, for just for music, audio
not the brand deals, but also the commission work which goes to their which goes to their page and stuff like that. I think you've done trailers for Baghi 3, Dabang 3.
Yeah. That was again before the lockdown.
Before the lockdown. Okay, and got it. You don't do that anymore?
Trailers? No, not anymore.
Okay.
I would do songs, like just opening themes and all that.
When you say trailers, what exactly in trailers?
I did everything actually back in the day. I was doing from composing, the score behind the trailer, sound design, each and every hit. Like I remember Dabang 3, Baghi 3, those punches, kicks and all those sound design, as well as mixing and mastering. It's crazy that the fact that all of that I used to do in my little home studio where I just started working from. So yeah, it all came from there.
So Mayur, you went to Berklee, one of the finest music schools in the world, and you also cleaned audio for the podcasts early in your career. And you got into meme sort of kind of music, which I think hundreds, if not thousands of people got into, during the COVID and stuff like that. But very, very few survived. What was it that you did different that most of them did not?
During the lockdown when I started, so I think a lot of people came into the meme mashup thing way after 21, 22 May. I think Yashraj and me were the only ones at that point doing it. This was right after the lockdown. I think the first one that I did was Arnab Goswami ka, if you've seen that.
Drugs to mujhe.
That was the first video that I put out. And overnight it got like over 1 million views. And I woke up in the morning, I'm like, this is crazy. I never expected this to happen. And after that, I just kept on doing more and more.
But what are the things that you think, worked in your favor?
Even before Berklee, I did my engineering, and then I was working as a UX designer for 2 years, user experience designer. And as a user experience designer, everything that I've learned in those 2 years is about how to put yourself in the audience's shoes and how to understand what their mental flow would be, how the video is flowing in their head, and that kind of helped me. Like behind the scenes only, I was just thinking about how the audience is going to react to this beat, how the audience is going to react to the drop when something comes on the screen while the drop is happening. And I didn't realize I was doing that while making the video.
That becomes so intuitive.
Yeah, true.
No, I think that's a very, very interesting thing. I've never really thought about, and I think that gives me a very fresh perspective on looking at the content, because at the end of the day, the way you are looking at when somebody comes on YouTube, they are going to look at your thumbnail and they are going to click on that. So they are going to first look at your thumbnail. It's going to grab the attention, and then they are going to read the title, which is the second step on their head. Once they have, once you are able to convince them there, they are going to click on it.
Exactly, yeah.
And then if you can confirm that click by giving something interesting in the first few seconds, then you are taking them to the next, which is pretty much like, any app designer or the UX user experience design person will think when they're thinking of an app, right? Like if you open Paytm, then the center, the main piece of the QR scanning has to be so prompt that I shouldn't be like it shouldn't be hidden under 3 buttons.
Exactly, yeah. To like think of how the flow of this website is going to be in the audience's mind. What are they going to click on first, and how the whole journey is going to flow.
Correct.
That same way for a content piece, they will be thinking about like when I'm clicking on the button, what are they thinking? And right after that, when they see something, I want that flow to be streamlined.
Correct.
Like they shouldn't have too many things going together, and they shouldn't be having boring scenes.
If I'm confused, I'm gonna close the app.
Yeah, scroll.
If I'm confused, I'm gonna scroll in video's case.
Yeah.
I think this is really gold insights, and I think what I'm gonna really do after this is try and understand a bit of basics of user experience. What are a few principles from user experience design that you might have knowingly or unknowingly used in content creation, which we all can learn?
So the first thing, of course, is clarity of what's going on, clarity of the whole process. Where, like I said, you can't have multiple things happening together, and you can't even have a blank screen where they don't know what to do next. Like you can't bombard them with there are 10 things happening at the same time, and you can't be like there's nothing happening.
So number one, don't confuse them.
The second thing is visual aesthetics. So that's more of a UI thing, where you're not. So first part is just confusing them with the timeline, how they are flowing, and the second part is in one frame, what are they going to see at one time? So if I'm pressing the button, I want them to focus over there, and then I want them to focus to, let's say, the screen or my expression or something like that.
So that's what the app will flow.
Yeah.
And the parallel in the video would be that how many graphics do I want to put? Where will where do I want the focus to be?
Or even the background when I'm creating, when I created the studio, I wanted to make sure that the background doesn't have too many distracting things, but at the same time it looks aesthetic and it looks a certain way, so that the focus is on the subject, not on the background.
Yeah, and the same with the thumbnail as well. Like,
of course.
Where do I want my audience to really pay attention to?
Yeah, I think those things are really helped me because initially when I was creating, especially on YouTube, like I knew exactly what to do. Even though I wasn't a YouTuber, I knew how to create thumbnails. I knew how to like make catchy titles, all probably because of the UX. Another thing I learned from UX design, the same thing, like a principle, is that you have to grab their attention with something that they want, and then at the end of it and end of the journey, give them what you want them to take away. So if you want them to you want them to buy tickets, for example, the first thing shouldn't just be buy tickets.
Correct.
It should be what is special about this. Why should they come to that show or whatever's happening? And then after that, it shouldn't be that long also that they just get bored of it, drop off. It should be short enough to grab their attention, and then in bold letters, just buy. Book now or buy tickets. So that is the UX side of things. When you're doing this in content, I'll give you an example, like the Krishna Lageche video that I did.
Correct.
So I started with the dialogue which was trending, which is exactly why they will stop, because it's trending. And it started with the dialogue followed by my face, like I'm going to do something out of it. So it starts with the hook.
Yeah.
Then I'm grabbing their attention to stay over there because I'm creating that anticipation for them कि कुछ नया आ रहा है, कि ये सिर्फ वो meme नहीं है.
Correct.
And then once the music starts, it's putting a beat on that dialogue, so they're already in familiar territory. Then what I do is I end up adding a flute or some on my own lines. And that's where their focus is less on the familiar territory, and their focus is on, oh, this guy is a musician. Oh, he can play this instrument, or he can sing. And then I want them to click on my profile in the second half of the video to see, oh, who's this guy?
When you're creating the music or any piece, do you get a sense that this is going to work? And what are those indicators on your head that will say that this will work?
So that's more about the production side and how the main part is the build up and the drop is what we call it in the electronic music space. But again, it can go in any genre. Like every genre has
hook or payoff.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what we say in the content, right?
Yeah,
so please go
exactly ahead. The same thing when it comes to music. it works with lyrics as well as the music, and I think they all go hand in hand. So it only works where the lyrics and music are marrying together, where the hook is happening, and then the payoff is given in both. So it's only when music and lyrics come together is when you feel that emotion.
I want to get into your mind space in terms of when you see any music piece. And the reason I ask this is I want the creators watching this to really learn from how a music creator thinks about it, because music and meme inherently, at least that's what I feel, generally the category in itself has a potential to reach much wider audience because music travels far and wide, and memes, and when you marry these two, then you are creating inherently something that has like a huge potential, but that doesn't guarantee that it'll work, right?
So what really will work, at least I've seen that shift now, and I will see this shift in the next 5 years, are unique pieces that don't follow the structure.
Okay.
Pieces that can surprise an audience. And I don't think AI will be capable of doing that because it's something different, it's something unique. A person can be able to do that because they are feeling it themselves.
Okay.
Like when I'm listening to my song, like if I produce something at night, I'll listen to it on the phone in the morning, just to get a new person's perspective, fresh perspective. Yeah. And if I really like that thing, I know that it's working.
Okay. It's intuitive.
Yeah. A lot of times I make something at night. I'm like, this is amazing. This is the beat. And then I wake up in the morning. I'm like, kya tatti banaya hai?
Correct. So what are those elements? I'm still trying to, like, when you're even listening to it, what are those elements? Is it emotion? Is it the meme that you have used? Or is it like the overall general, vibe of the social media at that point of time, right? Everybody's talking about this. It is likely to work. Like when Durandar is going viral, if you create something around it, the potential, the timing of it is great. I want to hear from you, like, what are those elements that, you really look for?
Okay, when it comes to music in general, I don't think elements, you can like categorize it in certain elements. It's just the feeling that you get. And one thing that I can say is the feeling that you're getting at point B is completely related to the lead up, whatever's happening before that. So
give me an example.
The latest thing that I've started doing is live performances also, and I am creating my own mashups in those live. So my latest mashup is it goes from Dammarodam to Begin, like it's a mashup of Dammarodam and Begin, followed by straight it. Like I take the ghanta sound from Dammarodam because I'm playing that instrument. If you've seen that video,
I saw that. When you ask a music producer to be a DJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the moment I play that sound, and I know Dammarodam has that feel of it, it can straight away go to the Bhool Bhulaiya title track. Because it has the same bell sound, and it makes sense lyrics wise. It makes sense because old to new, and I just wanted some different unique transition. If I've done like a simple DJ transition, that wouldn't have worked. So the only reason that Bhool Bhulaiya ka part is getting stuck in their head is because of what was happening before that during the transition.
Got it.
So that transition is what is giving them if I just play the Bhool Bhulaiya track initially, or if I do the transition also, like the bell sound initially, I don't expect the crowd to just get up and start dancing. But because they were already getting ready with the Dammarodam thing, and it naturally flew.
Transitions too.
Yeah, that is where like I can see the audience getting excited about it.
Couple of weeks back, I was attending this event, and there was Nucleya who was performing there. It was madness. The visuals that I saw, I was mind boggled with what I saw.
AI visuals of him dancing.
Insane. This is the first time ever I consumed anything Nucleya. And I was there like right at the front, and I'm looking at the visuals, and I just can't stop laughing. And also I'm looking at that person, and I'm like, dude, how the hell on earth this guy can think of all this craziest of the things and connect the dots, right? And more or less, like, what you are doing on my head at least looks similar, but how is that different than what you're doing?
No, Nucleya has a different sound altogether. I have a very different sound to my music. He's someone I have looked up to for a long time.
He's insane.
He's insane. Yeah, he's way too insane.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I connected with him also during the lockdown only. I was like proper fanboying over him because 2014 when I heard his music, and that was the time when I was also thinking of pivoting. Like I told you, the UX design job. That's where I first heard him. Heard his music, and it really inspired me a lot. But again, when it comes to the music part, it's different because we both have different personalities. Like अपनी personality झलकती है music में. He has a lot more desi.
Correct.
The how do you call it? The Ganpati vibe. And I have a more. Even I have a very desi, but more towards the Afro and EDM genre. So genre-wise, it differs. Emotion-wise, I think it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
That's, I think, where you're getting into, where
correct.
We both have music that makes someone feel happy and excited about life in general.
Yeah. Which brings me to the next question. For music creator like you, does that look like a career path? Like, taking mashups and doing like live event like what Nucleya does?
I never thought this would have been, but just in the last 2-3 months, I've done a few shows, and the response is insane. The videos also, that like the small snippets that I put out, it's so insane. The same one that I put out last week, I've got so many requests to just come to their city and perform and play for their weddings and everything. And I feel like this can be a new thing.
Yeah.
It was never in my manifesto. I never thought I should be doing this, but and I never wanted to be a DJ in general. I would still not consider myself a DJ when I'm playing these mashups and everything. I am a multi-instrumentalist, and that's what I brought to the table when I'm playing live instruments with everything. But just seeing the response, I think that can be a big thing.
And I thought that like 1.5 hours of madness, and when you look at it, it's essentially like it's a joke. Of course, like he's brilliant at what he does, but to my mind, who doesn't understand music a lot, it's all joke. But people love it. People enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved it. I love the entire vibe that he was able to create.
So when he called it a joke, it completely took me back to those days when I was very hesitant on putting these meme mashups and everything out, because I didn't want them to think that I'm a certain kind of musician, like categorizing me into the parody zone. I wanted people to think I am
serious musician.
Yeah, not just serious, like an actual musician.
Correct.
Which still a lot of people don't consider me. But I'm okay with it now, because I know that I'm like, even if they're not thinking of me as a like proper musician, they don't know I'm from Berklee, they don't know I have all this background and everything.
Yeah.
Even if they don't know that, they are still there for my personality. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being just a creator also. Of course, I want to change that perspective slowly.
I have a question to that, right? Like, Yashras tried to bring some of his original songs and stuff like that. You have tried doing, your original songs and stuff like that. But when you have built your identity around something that's fun, and, whatever millions of people who have hit that follow button was, for example, in Yashraj's case is, Rasoda mein kaun hai? In your case, Drugs Do Mujhe, and of course, multiple others, but that's where a bit of a breakthrough that came in. And that's the identity that they have subscribed to.
Yeah.
And when you say that, nahi, ab main serious music karunga, do you think that really hurts?
It does. No, hurts, yes. Initially it was. And it's difficult to really get this onto people, because like when I put my original song out 2 years back, it's been 2 years since I put my last song out. I was a little disappointed. Whenever I put out meme mashups, like, it's easy to get 1 million views nowadays. It's very easy. Like, at that time, though, I knew ki every second video I put out, utna hone wala. And then I put this long format YouTube video out, and it got like around 20,000 views in the first week. And I'm like, shit, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like, where is my life going? So I got into that zone. But over time, if you see, and actually that's the reason I haven't put out any other songs yet. I have a backlog of songs that I really want to put out, which I am going to this year. And it's when I saw the flow later on, the way it picked up on Spotify, the way it picked up the video as the YouTube video as well. So all my meme mashups, the trend goes like this. So I see the first week and then it's flat. My original songs was this. So now I think it's crossed 100K views, which is still low for for what I'm doing, but I can see that people are connecting with it slowly and steadily. The fact that they're coming back to this song, the fact that I get so many DMs that I have this in my playlist, I listen to it every other day, and that is helping me get back into this this original music side as well. So it does affect a person when, like I said, even when I'm creating content, the first half I want to entertain them, and then the second half is when I want to show my talent, because I do want to show my talent at the end of the day. I do want to show that, hey, I am a serious musician. And when they're not interested in that part, it will affect, of course.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about Yash Raj, he was a musician for a very, very long time, and then he puts, the meme, and overnight everybody thinks that he's a meme maker, then a musician, and then to break that and say that, dude, no, sorry, I'm like a musician. I think that must I mean, of course you get the fame and all of that, but somewhere there must be something like, dude, but this is not what I set out to do. I wanted to create music.
Exactly.
And then brands also are,
and we've spoken about this, Yashraj, and we are in the same boat at this point.
For any young creator who's watching us, what are the 3 things that you will tell them so that they can possibly chart the journey that you had in much shorter period of time?
Okay. One is, the most important thing is just try and put it out, even if it's half-baked.
Don't wait for perfection.
Don't wait for perfection, exactly. And like, I've suffered a lot because I am that guy who wants everything to be perfect. Second is, don't look at trends. Look at what you bring to the table.
Okay.
And then think about how will you make it interesting for the audience. So if, like I said, if you have a certain kind of personality, build your content around that personality and see how people are going to, what emotions people are going to feel with your personality, and just make the best out of it. That is second. Be yourself, be your unique self, and show your unique self in a unique way to the audience. That's how you will build it. And third one would be, third one is something I've never had a problem, is always say yes to things.
Okay.
I've been doing that all my life, and that has helped me. Like, you never know what opportunity turns into what. Always say yes to things and give it your 200%. In fact, the first opportunity that I got, so when I came back from 2017, one whole year there was nothing, no project. Like, I was just I was in that mindset कि क्या कर लिया मैंने, अच्छा खासा job छोड़ दिया to get into music. Because people say, right, it's like, always follow your passion, but they don't see after you start following your passion and you realize कि अभी क्या करूँ मैं. So it's kind of that moment where you're like, shit, did I make a mistake? But then when I started getting 1 or 2 projects, there was this one really small project. I thought it's a small project. There was some video team, a small production house that was making a video for NSG, National Security Guard, and they wanted some background sounds in that. And I told them, why just make background sounds? Like, NSG has like, they haven't had an anthem for a long time. They have a very small piece that was like, the lyrics were written by Gulzar, and I knew about it. And I told them, you know what? We can just make this into a song and let this be a music video instead of just being a background score. I went overboard. I think I was getting like 15-20 grand, not much for that project. But I said, let's go overboard. Let's build a song out of it. I'll get a really good singer as well. Initially, I sang in my voice, and then I said, like, even that's not enough. I want to get a bigger singer. In fact, the chunk of my money went to the singer as well. I don't think I earned anything from that. And that song is the NSG anthem everywhere right now. People don't know I've created it.
Oh, really?
I've composed it. I've recomposed it. Initially, later I came to know that Shankar Madhavan had composed a small snippet long back out of those lyrics. But mine was a completely different composition, and it's being played everywhere. Every Republic Day, I hear the same song, and it's my song.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I did that, because that was the person who later on connected me with someone from the marketing team who does trailers for movies. And that's how I got the trailers and all. From those trailers, I got my first Bollywood movie, which was Neil Nitin Mukesh's movie. I got 2 songs in that movie. This was all before the lockdown, before everything happened. So, like, you never know what works. So if I had just treated that as a simple background score project, I would have just done it, given it away, and that video team would have never spoken to me again. I would have never spoken to them again. I would have gotten those 20 grand, but usse kya hi hoga? I went overboard. I went 10x of what they were expecting out of me, and that's the reason they were so happy with me that they gave me more work.
Yeah. I think that's a lesson for the creators or anyone who's looking at, like, I mean, even a lot of brand deals that comes their way. It's so transactional that, I will only do whatever I was paid for. I'm not going to do a single thing and so on and so forth. We built a bunch of podcast IPs for different brands. And, for one of the finance podcast IPs that we were building, the first thought was, let's get finance creators to host it. Let's get them to become like the host of the show. And we spoke to a bunch of them, and it was so transactional. How many hours am I going to put into it? And it's nothing wrong in it. Of course, they are respecting, valuing their time. And they're comparing with that. If I put that time in creating a reel, that will make me so much. That's how they would see it. But dude, I have never done a podcast. This can possibly open, more doors if I did like a podcast, right? Because this is something that I've never tried.
Exactly.
And maybe someone else is paying to do a podcast. So then, I'm thinking of building a podcast. Maybe this can be like a pilot on seeing if I should do a podcast or not, or spend my money. There can be like so many different ways to think about it, like what you did, right? Like, I mean, I want to give like 200%, make sure that this is the best thing that I can.
I'll tell you another example, and this is perfect for what we were talking about. Have you seen the video I made with Shark Tank?
Yes, I have. Namita,
yeah. So we were called at around 11 a.m. Again, this was just 2 days before the...
So you did this for Shark Tank or Namita?
For Shark Tank.
Okay.
So...
what is the focus on Namita?
No, the idea was because the dialogue "I'm out" was Namita's, and I wanted to make a song on that, on those words. First of all, it was just 2 days before they had decided we are going to shoot, and I had to create the whole track and everything.
48 hours.
Again, 48 hours is not enough to create a track. It's not enough to even like do a basic scratch, but somehow I did it. Like completely worked overnight and did it. Again, I would have just said ki chalo green room mein kuch kar lete hai. I could have just like taken it as a brand collab and like just finish it off. But I wanted it in a certain way. I knew ki aise banaunga, they'll also be very happy with this, and it'll look good on my feed as well. So 11 a.m. was the call time. We came over there, and there were like multiple creators. There were about 8 to 10 creators who were there on the same day. Again, everyone did their thing. They went left. Me and my team, my videographer, my DOP, we were adamant that we wanted to shoot on the set. Like we had that vision in our head. We had explained that vision to everyone in the team and all. They were very happy, and we wanted them to feel like they are getting something out of it. We didn't want it to feel like कोई creator आके बस कुछ करके जा रहा है.
So उनके लिए भी is like marketing activity है, बैठ जाओ.
Exactly, but I wanted, like I said, I wanted to give 200%, and I'll tell you how. I'll tell you the eureka thing I've gotten after this. So they were like green room में जाके everyone's going into the. So they were shooting the episodes the whole day, and they were like green room में जाके करना है तो अभी कर सकते हैं. Like whenever they're going into the green room, just do that. I said I wanted to record voices that I'll do in the green room, but I want to shoot over there, and I was adamant till the end. I want to shoot at that place. At the studio itself, where they are shooting the whole thing, because I wanted it to look like a part of the episode. And there was a lot of back and forth. They were not able to give me any time. 7 p.m. is when they were like, the episodes are getting over. Now we'll give you a 15-minute slot to do this. Just 15 minutes to shoot with all 4 of them. And first of all the creators had left. Like everyone came by 11. Most of them had left by 2:33. I was the only one staying till 7 p.m. because I wanted that.
Correct.
And that video, organically, if brand collab has done over 10 million views, that also that we split it up into 3 different videos. All of them have gone over 10 million. So 30 to 40 million for one brand video. After that, every single brand that has come to me, they're like, aise kuch banao.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So it worked.
Yeah.
So just staying back. Again, if I had spoken about my time ki nahi yaar itna time to nahi dena mujhe isko, I would have gone back and done something else. Yeah, if I would have done that, Matt, I would have been like, chalo green room mein karke nikal jate hain.
Yeah.
And I guess the eureka moment that I got is those 3 years. The fact that I wasn't doing that well, I was recontemplating whether I took the right step, whether I took the right decision to go into music, leave everything behind. Those 3 years has humbled me to this point where I am doing all of this. I was that small little pawn in a big industry where they just bully you and they just tell you ki you're worth this much and you only do this and that. And I had to say yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. And that has helped me become this person who I am right now.
Do you think that helped in your career in any way?
Berklee?
Yeah.
It helped tremendously.
Not the skill wise, from the business wise. That's my question.
Okay. It helped. I'm coming to that. It helped tremendously with the skills because before that, I didn't do any bachelor's in music or anything. Like I said, it just happened. Like I just got into the master's somehow. And it really took my skill from year to year. The experiences I got, like collaborating with other artists,
smartest
teachers
people.
over there. The most talented people from all around the globe were there, which was insane. I'm still in touch with a lot of people. I still collaborate with a few of them. When it comes to this particular industry, the Bollywood industry, like I said, when I came back, there was 3 years of struggle because I kind of thought the Berklee degree is going to help a lot, but it didn't. I don't think, at least in the Bollywood side and also in the live side, because I wanted to do live performances back in the day as well. The moment I came back from Berklee, I saw that no one really cares about your degree. They care about what kind of music you've already done, what is the experience, and also contacts.
So are you telling us that creating content gave you tickets to the rooms in Bollywood, which Berklee degree didn't do?
Definitely. It did that. In fact, a lot of people I've worked, I was reaching out to, who जो भाव नहीं दे रहे थे वो time पे. After the lockdown, it kind of flipped.
Super.
And that's what I said. Find your own audience first. It doesn't matter what degree you have. It doesn't matter how many. It doesn't matter if you're connected also. As long if you don't have the audience, you're not going anywhere.
Build audience. Super important. Yeah, audience. I think like you hit the nail on its head that building audience is super important because it could be any kind of artist. You could be businessman. You could be anyone. Like I mean, everybody will have to become a content creator.
Yeah, now even the CEOs are becoming content creators.
Correct. Because if you have distribution, then that gives you a lot more edge. And you have been in the rooms with Kailash Kher, Vishal Dandlani, and these guys. When I say these guys, I'm not saying Vishal or Kailash in particular, but the industry in general used to look down upon content creators. And now they are themselves launching, vlogs, and they are now becoming YouTubers, right? So, have you, when you walked in those rooms, have you felt that they are not treating as like a real musician?
I think it's more about the audience who doesn't know music, who's not a musician themselves. They might see me that way. I'm lucky in that space because I'm showing my skill set right over there. So for regular audience, it's the entertainment. For people like Vishal Dandlani and all, it's the skill set. And you won't believe this. It's literally the opposite. When I put these videos out, Vishal was the first person to comment on it, and we also worked on a lot of tracks together during the lockdown because he saw that video. And he immediately DM'd me and he's like, let's get on a call, let's do this. Even Kailash sir was very open and receptive to what I do. Because as musicians, when they see what I do, it's a different thing altogether. They're looking at what, like all the skills, like coming together, all the production things coming together. And for the audience, it's more about the entertainment when it comes to memes. So, like, I've been in that zone. I've been fortunate enough to have both of these things.
So how are you reinventing yourself? What are the new things that you're building now?
Quite a few things. When it comes to content, actually, I don't even think of content as content anymore. Like, I see content as a distribution now. for anything that I want to create, I want to build, I then think of it कि content में कैसे जा सकता है ये. So I want to build original songs. I have this whole IP going on, like the episodic series where I'm getting inspired by whatever I see, memes or sounds or whatever, and then I'm building original songs out of it. And it's more about the process now than the final product. I'm building 2 more IPs actually on the side. It's crazy, right? Like this year there are a lot of things happening. One IP is called Monetizing, where I get any non-singer, even singers actually for that matter, and we build song together. So in that's more like a long format thing where I'm showing the whole journey behind the scenes and showing how much fun it can be just to produce music. Like I don't know if it's people just see the studio life is like you're just sitting in the studio alone, like sipping coffee and like just making songs, but there's so much fun involved in the whole creation process that I want to show that. And there's a third IP that I am going to create very soon. It's something that I wanted to do for a long time. It's called Sounds of India. So I have been creating reels where I'm going to certain places, recording sounds of that places and just making songs out of it. Again, I'm doing that as reel, but I want to do it in a much mainstream way. I want to create really good documentary style videos now, rather than just keeping it as a short reel. Around getting inspired, recording music from that particular place, from the people over there, because India is such a vast country. Absolutely. And I am so...
I think that would be sick.
I've always been intrigued with all the different
that would be really good.
Like all the different cultures that are there, and every culture has their own music, has their own style. Next month, I am so looking forward to going to this place in Meghalaya, which is called the Whistling Village, where everyone's name, you know this, right?
Yeah, they whistle and they call...
So their names are compositions. Their names are whistles. Like they don't have names.
They don't
like,
say a word. They have call a certain each other melody. With a whistle.
Every person has a certain melody attached to their name. And I just want to go there. I want to meet 1 or 2 people and I want to create music out of their names.
Beautiful. I think that would be insane. I think that's a great idea.
At that same way, there are so many different places. Rajasthan is filled with musicians. I want to travel all around India and create music from every different state.
I think that would be amazing. For any young creator who's looking at us, looking at this conversation right now, I think this is a great idea.
It's not a new thing. A lot of people have tried that. Dueris and all that was in the same zone. But I want to look at it more on a at least in the content side of things, I want to look at it more of a happy, fun, peppy thing.
What are your thoughts about AI coming into music and content creation in general? How are you seeing it? How are you using it? And what do you think will happen to the music in general?
AI is not a bad thing. It's actually a very good thing because right now AI is at a point where you just put a prompt, create music. Right now you can't edit a lot, you can't make your own songs, but it's slowly moving towards that. And I have personal insights because I'm a part of a music AI company myself. Just recently with the deal where I'm...
What do you mean when you say part of it?
Oh, so there are multiple AI companies, but there's one that has come out of India, of an Indian guy. He stays in Mumbai. His name is Saurabh. He started this company called Soundverse AI. It's like... when I used it, it was as good as the top company, which is worth over billions.
Suno.
Exactly. It's a proper competitor, I would say. So when he reached out, he wanted to make content and all. I'm like, I want to do way more than that. I want to be a partner over here. I want to help you grow the business also. And yeah, we've been doing things together. The great thing is that he came on Shark Tank and he got a deal from Namita, which is crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, so a lot of good things are happening. And I've seen all the insights.
Now you hold
also.
equity in that?
Small equity, but yeah. So
when it becomes billion, that will be much more.
Then you
can retire.
Yeah. Again, I'm thinking about the future. I could have just said, "Ki I charge this much for a reel. Let's do like 5 reels and let's get over with it." But I know that there can be a future. So even though now it seems like I'm not taking anything and I'm taking such a small thing.
You're not charging anything?
No.
Okay.
Of course, because I wanted to be part of it. I don't want to feel like I'm...
You're betting on the future and the bigger outcome.
Yeah, so I'm betting on it, basically. I'm betting on it being a big thing later on. So that is where I'm really like so that is where I've got all the insights about AI and what it's coming out to be. And it is shaping up to be a tool for music creators as well, not just for regular people to just put in prompts and do something. Like like to record a sarangi player, I must have had to call some sarangi player from somewhere else, or I had to stick with MIDI. MIDI is, but sarangi and MIDI will never sound like real sarangi. But using AI, it will come to a point, I know it will come to a point in a very near future where I can just hum the sarangi or make the integrities and everything, type in the integrities, how I want the structure to sound like, how I want each and every note to sound like, and it will give me exactly the thing that is there in my head.
Oh, wow.
So good. It's going to reach that point, and I'm looking forward to that point where the song is mine, it's everything coming out of my head, but AI is creating it for me.
So that my time of production reduces.
Yeah.
I'll still have to think.
Exactly. So
and
it's I want to create my songs. I don't want AI to create song for me.
Correct.
I want to create my own songs, but AI is helping me build it.
Correct.
So that's the optimistic future I'm looking towards.
Solved for.
Yeah. So like I said, right now you can't, like right now AI will create a song for you, but you can't edit and everything. So if a brand is telling me they want certain kind of music, I can't just put a prompt in AI and give it to the brand, because the brand is definitely coming back with changes, and in AI you can't do changes. So so that's where AI is stuck right now. But I know it will come to a point where it'll be very flexible.
So you have taken the equity in this company, and you have already posted 2 reels, and I'm sure you will be posting a lot more content. I think that's going to be worth in terms of value today. What you are, offering them for free is quite significant for a creator, right? Like, hey, I'm going to give you whatever, even if you give like a reel a month or 2 a month or whatever, that you might have agreed upon. How did you sort of, did you do any maths on your head?
I didn't want to do maths. Okay. Of course, I did see, and it's way less than what I would have charged for a reel, because again, like I said, I'm betting on the future, and B, I want to do this. Even if tomorrow the company works or doesn't work, I don't care. That journey is going to help me a lot. Even though I'm not getting money out of it, just being part of that journey is going to help me. So that's the reason I wanted to do this.
Mayur, this has been a great conversation. I think there's a lot of insight for any young creator or any music creator or any form of artist who is sort of thinking of getting into this.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to say for any artist who's contemplating or thinking that, should I build the distribution or not, what will you tell them?
Should I build the distribution?
Should I build the distribution or content at all, or should I do it or not, or if they're overthinking and stuff like that? If you were to brutally tell them, what will you tell them?
No, of course, there's no 2 ways over. You have to build a distribution for yourself. Anything that you're doing. In fact, now it's at a time where even the most offline thing that you're doing, you would still want an audience base. You would still want, maybe not a general audience, but people from that industry to at least follow you, to see what you do. So building content around what you do is the thing now. You cannot get away from it. And also on the other side, on the other hand, don't think you will become a content creator first. Think of what you are right now, what you want to be in the future, and build your content around it. So like I said, I see content as a distribution. I don't see it as I don't see content as your career. Content is not a career at all, content creation. In fact, I said this, I think 2 years back, and back then, the podcast that I was doing, they were like, wait, no, content creation is a career. Everyone is doing it. But now I think people are realizing that content creation in itself cannot be a career. You can't just get up from a bed and be like, hey, I'm going to be a content creator today. Because that's not going to work. You have to bring something to the table for the audience.
Very interesting.
So whatever you are, whatever you already are, whether you're an architect or anything that you do, whether you're a pilot, see yourself in the future, 10 years in the future, this is what I want to be, and build your content around it.
Super. So we've come towards the end of this conversation, and we have, a ritual here where we ask, one question to all the creators. Imagine you have accomplished everything that you have accomplished as a musician, as a creator. You have done your live shows, you have produced originals, you have done all your IPs, everything. And for whatever reason, this is the last ever video that you are creating, and you want to talk to the creative artists, the creators who are trying to chart the same journey. And you have to share the most important message that can possibly help them on their journey to chart the journey like yours, what would you tell them? We're going to give you a pad and you're just gonna, you can first maybe write, sign it, and you can maybe
so something I should just write and
just write, and you can, after that, then you can possibly share with us.
Wow, that's a nice vision to have when I've achieved everything.
Yeah, what do you want to share is like, ye kar lo, tumhara bhi ho jayega.
Wow. I mean, I need to reach that point to even think of what I can tell
based
them.
On whatever you've learned right
whatever I've learned till now. Wow, it's such a weird thing to do. I'm picturing myself on an island, private island, sipping some margarita and then writing this.
Sure, absolutely.
But is it okay if it's just 3 words?
It's all up to you.
It started with a few words, but then I wrote a lot.
Yeah, that's okay. You can sign it as well. Yeah. Sipping margarita on a private island.
Yeah, so just pretend I'm on a private island on one of those beach things and I'm sipping some margarita. I don't need to do that expression, but
yeah, go ahead.
Just do what you've always wanted to do. If your vision is clear and you worked on your skills enough, you're definitely going to achieve it. That's all.
That's all?
Yeah.
Super. I think that's very important message. Thank you, Mayur. Thank you so much for
Thank you so much
being
for
on the
having
show.
me.
And my team has put together a quick little collage of all the moments from your life and journey.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to present this to you. So this has...
I'm so excited for this.
This has, this captures a little bit of a journey and takes you to...
Yes. Oh, there's actually a lot of cool things here. That is so cool that you even know the Big Bollywood Break the Guide song. This is amazing. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This is too good. And I can see this is not AI, so it's very well done.
Of course it's not. Of course it's not. We have tried to capture as many moments from your journey so that we can present.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And also from our friends at Digitek, which is a great creator company. They create bunch of stuff. You see all these lights.
Yeah.
All the stuff that you see here is, from Digitek, and they have, of course, something for you as well. So that is also something that I'm going to present to you. Let me see. So here's a nice little box, and they have a bunch of stuff, that they have for you.
That's amazing.
And I'm going to present this to you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah,
picture, but thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope I've given some really good insights because I myself have learned so much while talking.
Of course you did. Of course you did. So I'm sure, for anybody who's watching this, this is going to be super helpful. Thank you so much for spending time.
Thank you.
Being here.